Thank you, Mr. Speaker. One of the challenges with respect to the public schools of the state right now is that over the course of the last couple of years, school districts have lost significant percentages of their property tax value losses. When you combine that with some of the challenges, you combine the local issue, as you know, school districts are funded not only through state funds but also local property tax funds. And so when you're losing on the local level significantly and you're losing on the state level significantly. So this motion would essentially take that into consideration and ask that we, let me tell you the theory behind our current funding. If you think of public education as a glass, and if your glass is 3/4 full, then the state is supposed to come in and fill the other 25%. And if your glass is only 1/4 full, then the state is supposed to come in and fill the other 75%, so that everybody has the same size glass and everybody has the same quality of education, so that that glass of tea, shall we call it, works the same way for everybody. Everybody gets the same size glass of tea, and everybody gets the same quality of tea if we're going to compare it to glasses. So what this motion would do is essentially ask that we continue that current system, so that if your glass is 25% full, then the state comes in and fills in the other 75%. If your glass is 75% full, then the state only fills in the 25%. But all of that would account for property tax values, and so this would request Instruct the Conferees to fully fund public education and to fund those school districts for the property tax value losses that they've suffered. And that would make sure that this glass is not half empty or half full, but that the glass is full for everyone, so that every child across Texas gets an absolutely phenomenal education as only the public schools of this state can provide.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Hochberg, for what
Will the
purpose?
gentleman yield for a quick question?
Mr. Gallego, to yield.
I'm happy to yield to Mr. Hochberg.
Okay, and Mr. Gallego, what you're saying in this motion to instruct is the budget bill, HB 1, does not manipulate formulas. That's all in statute.
That's correct.
So what you're talking about is not whether or not you preserve present formulas, because that's not in HB 1. You're talking about, do you put enough money in to sustain the formulas as currently written, or which would then allow the formulas to be changed to respond to Mr. White's concern if that were the case, but not to short fund the amount that the budget bill provides.
That's correct. That's correct. The formula is already set in statute. So the question is how much water we pour into that glass.
Thank you.
So again, we've made a commitment to fill that glass. And this would request that the House conferees be instructed to keep that glass of education, that opportunity for education full for children across the state of Texas.
Mr. Speaker.
Ms. Howard, for what purpose?
Would the gentleman yield?
Mr. Gallego, do you yield?
Thank you. Pete, you're talking in terms of filling up the glass and having equal glasses and that sort of thing. We know that we have equity issues. The target revenue has presented equity issues, but this is not about that. This is about making sure that what we currently have, we at least fill that glass up and don't put less in no matter what.
I don't claim it's a perfect system.
Representative Sheffield, raise of order. Gentleman's time expired.